With the recent reveal that Tom Holland does not know what is happening with Spider-Man 3, specifically when it comes to the addition of other Spider-Man actors, which is clearly a lie, he did talk a little bit about the ending of Spider-Man Far From Home and Mysterio revealing his identity to the world. So let's talk about that. So far, Tom Holland has tried his best to really deflect any questions in regards to the multiverse in the MCU when it relates to Spider-Man 3, pretending that there's not even a multiverse happening within that film when we know there is because they said there was. And this deflection led to him talking about Spider-Man 3 and when the film kicks off. And he did say that once the film kicks off, once you get right in there and start the third film, you're going to be surprised because they're getting right into it. It's picking up right where the last one left off, meaning his identity reveal to the world. Now, I don't think this is really surprising. We saw set photos of this, and the last two films all started off with where Peter was literally moments after the previous film and appearance. So, not really surprising, I don't think. And I also think it's rather important that they should touch upon all this because you don't just want to jump like 2-3 years later, like other Spider-Man films have, and be like, oh yeah, that's just a plot thread that's gone through. How did Spider-Man get his new suit in Amazing Spider-Man 2? Who cares? Let's just pretend that's the one he's had the entire time. What was Peter doing between films? I guess just selling pizza at a dead-end job. You see what I'm saying, right? Like, a Spider-Man in the MCU has a pattern, and they're going to follow up on that. Chances are we see that same moment play out from a different angle, then we're going to jump forward a few months, more than likely 6 to 8 months, because if we look at the set photos, there's quite clearly Christmas time and Christmas decorations around here, which would tell me that Spider-Man's probably on the run. He's been on the run for a while, and you know, there's a couple of things happening in the MCU that he's not really a part of, which then makes sense why he's not appearing in some of these other projects. For example, Hawkeye, which looks like it's taking place during the same time as well, so they seem to be on the run there. He's on the run in this, hiding during the holiday season. It just sort of lines up if you just look at it. So yeah, you know, we know it's gonna pick up right from there. We know it's going to be pretty awesome. He says people will be pleased with what happens. Again, we all know that this is going to be a multiverse film, but how does this exactly lead into that? How does this tie all the other elements we've heard about, such as Mysterio returning, the multiverse, Daredevil, for example? Because Peter Parker is wanted. Maybe he's been hiding out at Murdoch's. We have no idea. I mean, that would be kind of cool, right? Daredevil's just been hiding and being like, look, I know you're innocent, kid. Thanks for finding me, but we got to get this thing going, right? And then here's your trial. They're going to have Spider-Man on trial, you on trial. They're going to say you're guilty. Let's go in there. I'll represent you. That might work, right? We'll see how this goes.